Bantamweight Championship. Let's now go to the main event of Bellator 297. Vadim Nemkov defeated Yoel Romero by unanimous decision, retaining his Bellator Light Heavyweight World Championship. The scorecards read 49-46, 49-46, and 49-46. Omar, start us off for this one. What was your take of my guy Vadim?
You're good. Your quality is going in and out, but you're good. I got you. We're on the same wavelength. I'm with you, baby.
Okay.
And you're not delayed. It's beautiful. So Nemkov.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
That was probably
buddy.
that was probably the best Nemkov I've ever seen, and by far the worst Yoel Romero I've ever seen. And we've seen Yoel kind of like. We've seen Yoel be slow. We've seen Yoel be tentative. We've seen Yoel be very defensive. We've seen a lot of different shades of Yoel. But we've never, I feel like, seen Yoel like really kind of get his ass beat. You know what I mean? Where punches are landing clean. He's off balance. He's visibly messed up in his face. Like, Nemkov put it on him. And he put it on him for the entire fight from beginning to end. The speed was, I think, obviously a big problem for Romero, but his fight IQ in there as well, right? Him waiting and waiting and waiting, and obviously the waiting game isn't working, but he continues to do it anyway, right? He had a handful of blitzes throughout that fight, a couple that did catch Nemkov, but there was just no accumulated damage throughout that fight from Romero for any of those blitzes to really make a difference. And Yoel Romero, short of him trying to like knee you into space, he doesn't necessarily have like the one hitter quitter in his hands, right? He just doesn't have that technique, especially not without telegraphing that he's like swinging from back here to try to hit you, right? So, I thought Nemkov did a really good job. He used his jab beautifully. The 1-2s were absolutely textbook. I loved it. I love the performance. It was at a point though where I don't know if Yoel Romero, if that's what I don't want to see that if that's what we're going to be seeing from Yoel Romero. He can retire.
Mark.
Yeah, I mean I pretty much agree with all that. Nemkov is fantastic. We all know this. He can do it all. But I thought he did well in this fight to come right at Yoel the way he did. Like, from jump, he was willing to walk him down. He wasn't afraid of the counters coming back from Yoel. He had Yoel backing up right away, and I feel like he really took control of that fight right from the gate. The size and the reach became factors for him, too, as the fight went on. And Yoel just was really having trouble getting off. Like Omar said, he even resorted to this weird fake hurt dance, which is so typical Yoel, which you love for a minute, but it also went on for way too long. And he's Yoel. Like, it's a Yoel fight. He's always in it because he's Yoel fucking Romero, and he's like not a real person. And he wins round 5 and like looks great at the end of round 5, and it almost makes you wonder like what would happen if these two had a fight for unlimited rounds. Like, eventually would Yoel somehow win this thing because he's just abnormal? But in the 5 rounds that we did get, the first 4 of them were all Vadim Nemkov whooping Yoel Romero's ass, to be quite honest. He did a masterful job of dictating range. He really landed a lot of hard shots on Yoel that would have got a lot of other guys out of there. And like Omar said, Nemkov landed more and harder on Yoel than most guys can say they have. So he adds another big name to the resume. And the only kind of, I don't know, not buzzkill, but sort of that, is that I'm not entirely sure what there is left for Vadim Nemkov to do in Bellator. He's one of those guys that, like, I almost wish that contract was up and he could just get into the UFC and hop in there with some of these boys, because there's not really so much left that's intriguing in Bellator for him.
That being said, Mark, any idea, any name that you want to throw out among the Bellator roster that would be a worthy next opponent for Vadim Nemkov?
I mean, like, no is the answer. I mean, there's no one there. I'm pulling up their rankings real quick, just to see if it's different than what's in my head. No, it's exactly what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I mean, he's already beat Corey. He's already beat Phil Davis. He's already beat Yoel, obviously. Then there's guys like Grant Neal and Carl Moore who are kind of coming up, but they don't really feel like they should be fighting Vadim Nemkov for a title. And beyond that, it kind of falls off at light heavyweight. So I know he mentioned the possibility of going up to heavyweight and possibly trying to get 2 belts. Only problem is we still haven't booked Ryan Bader versus Linton Vassell, which absolutely needs to happen first. So he would have to wait. And then even if that does happen, it may end up just being a rematch with Ryan Bader, who he's already fought. And I guess, yeah, now it's at heavyweight. Could be different. So, like, sure, if he wants to do that, he can do that. But, like, if he wins that one, too, like, he just needs to be like, sorry, Scott, I've done all I can. I need to get out of here.